One love to the humble, one love to the humble, one love to the humble. May grace and peace be multiplied unto you. Got a request from the good brother Trey Day. And his request is, did I experience any racism while overseas in the Army? So first thing I'm gonna say is happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Thank you for your service. Some people that I know a lot of people that have been injured. I know a lot of people that, I ain't gonna say a lot. I know a lot of people that was injured, and I have people that I know that lost their lives in combat situations and in training situations, seen it both. But the question is, did I experience any racism while being overseas? Now, no, I didn't. I was in Germany. I spent 3.5 years in Germany. And while I was over there, it's like being in a whole different world. Some people may not have been out of the country, outside of the United States, so they may not know what it's like. They might think the whole rest of the world is operating like we do things here in this country. And that's not true. Every country is different, but they're not like the United States. They don't play by the same rules. They don't do the same things. They have their own culture. They have their own way of life. They just don't do things the way that we do here. And so if you go over there expecting to see the same things, you're going to be completely wrong. And you just don't see that the same way over there as you do here. Every time I would come back from over there, coming here or what you might call vacation, we call it leave, whatever. I would take like 30 days of leave and come back here. As soon as you get back here, you realize that you're back here because you see the difference in the cultures, how people treat you, how people act towards you, things like that. It's just different. There is no such thing as racism in those countries, in Germany at least. And there are black people over there. It's not just all Germans. There are many different races that live in Germany. There's Africans that live there. There's American blacks that live there. There's all kinds of different races over there. But as far as racism, that's not their culture. They don't operate like that. They see it only on TV from watching us and the crazy things that we do here, but they don't do it. That's more of a peaceful place, not a lot of violence. I'm not saying it's no violence. I'm saying it's not a lot of violence. It's they respect the police. The police is very different over there. You rarely see them, but if you do see them, they mean business. They're not playing around with you. They don't have police brutality over there. So if you step to the police, no matter your race, you better be ready for what you're going to get. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. Nobody's going to set up a GoFundMe for you. It's not going to be any of that. You get what you ask for. They're not going to do like American police. They're not going to be nice. They're not going to be like giving you all these chances. They're not going to do a lot of warning you. They're not going to talk to you back and forth. They're not doing none of that. They're going to tell you one time. If you decide that you got too much pride or you too big for the situation, they're going to deflate you. They're going to take all the air out your chest. You think you bad, you think you tough, they're gonna see. Because they're only gonna say it once. And this is the type of respect that they have on the Autobahn in Germany. People using speed on the Autobahn. Excuse me for continuously yarning. I don't know. Sometimes I get behind this microphone, this camera, and I can't stop yawning for some reason. But you get on the Autobahn, you can go pretty fast on the Autobahn. It's known for that. If you've ever heard of the Autobahn, you know what I'm talking about. But I've seen the police, what they call it's Polizei in Germany, in German, and I've seen them where cars were rolling down the street on the Autobahn, which is our interstate. They're rolling down the Autobahn, and they stop. The Polizei will stop, get out their cars, walk in the middle of the Autobahn, hold their hand out like this, and everybody stops. all traffic comes to a complete stop on the Autobahn. Think about that. If that was in the United States and you let a policeman step out on the interstate in the United States, they getting ran completely over. Ain't nobody stopping. I guarantee you nobody gonna stop. But that's the difference. It's just so many differences and so many things that it's different, and depending upon where you go, it's just different. If you ever get a chance to go outside of the country, you'll see a lot of different things. You'll see a lot of different behaviors. You see a lot of different cultures. You just see people just carrying on a lot different. But the American culture is the way it is. And I was treated well when I was over there in Germany. I wasn't treated badly. Nobody said nothing blatantly to me or made me feel in any way that they didn't like me or anything of the sort. It was pretty cool. And I've been to other countries too where I could be out, like Kuwait, for example. Kuwait the same way, and that's more of a, you're more in the Middle East where they have that's a whole different culture from Germany. Kuwait is more like, you got more Arabic, Islamic culture. Only thing is they're not really big on the racism thing either. It's just that over there it's more about a culturally, respect their culture, understand their culture, know what type of things that they do and don't do. Like tattoos is a big deal. So like for those of us who had tattoos, you want to wear long sleeve shirts because you don't want your tattoos showing. Different type of things. Just respecting the culture, like don't stare the women down. You know how we do it in the United States. We like, in the United States, we stare at women, catcalling. Don't do that over there. It's considered disrespectful. It goes against the cultural norms. Things like that. Cussing out in public, acting a fool in public. It goes against their norms, and it's just culturally unacceptable, and you can find yourself in trouble. They also have like it's a dry country, meaning they don't sell alcohol anywhere in the country, and getting caught with something like that could be almost on the same level as getting caught with drugs here. Like you might get, how you get caught with a kilo or something here. It's probably about on that level over there with getting caught with alcohol. In some of those countries like that, you could lose your life if they find you with stuff like that. But as far as race issues, nah, it's typically not the case over there. I don't think I've been anywhere over there where I was worried about racism. Can't say I was. Can't say I have. So long story short, I didn't experience anything like that while I was over there. Nope. But I knew the difference from being over there and coming back over here. You can see the difference right away. That's my take on it. If you got something more specific about it that you want to know, I'll be glad to answer that. But far as like just being treated badly because of my skin color, no. If anything, I got treated better. You know, they love people like us. They love to see us. They love to be around us. You know, it wasn't you go over there, you're like a superstar. Unlike here, you know, not saying you're not a superstar here, but you get put on a pedestal pretty much. That's how they treat you. All right, y'all take care.